Thabang, if you want to give us an update on marketing, that would be great.
Absolutely. Thanks, Paul and Mike. So Thabang Mashologu, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing. I wanted to take an opportunity to walk folks through having some. There you go. I wanted to take this opportunity to walk folks through our, or to recast or recap rather our marketing strategy. So what are we actually trying to get accomplished as a marketing team organization on behalf of our members and our various stakeholders? So at a high level, we want to engage with those key audiences that we have as a foundation and as an Eclipse community. The developers, architects, technology leaders, and business leaders in a way that delivers value and the right information and content at the right time to solve the various problems that each one of those constituencies has. I think we also want to enable you as members to amplify our message, right, in a way that addresses your opportunity spaces and also the priorities of your customers and various folks that you serve in your different capacities. And ultimately what we want to do is enable the growth of our community in a way that is intentional and really reflects the amount of work that we are all doing in our various roles. In the way of some concrete goals, first and foremost, community engagement, making sure that our developers, again, as I said, those various stakeholder communities are engaged and really have a sense of the value that is being created within our ecosystem. Of course, we want to make sure that people are using the various Eclipse technologies, right? So as Mike mentioned, the breadth and depth of what we do here is really something that we should all be proud of, and we want to be able to tell stories in a way that really drives people to consume and use those technologies. Similarly, what we see as a huge value and distinction or differentiation that we have within the Eclipse ecosystem is that these are commercializable technologies, right? So we want to drive the commercial adoption in that respect, building products and services that are compelling and of value. And ultimately, and this speaks to the growth, is that we want to be generating awareness and also driving the acquisition of net new members rather of the working groups. So we're growing at a pace that is in line with our strategic objectives. Some latency on the keyboard here. Yeah. So as Mike was describing, a tremendous breadth of what we do as a community collectively. We've identified call them high runner opportunities around messaging and communicating our value. Cloud native Java, certainly Jakarta EE and microprofile and associated technologies that have really taken the industry by storm. We want to be out there sharing the success stories and getting people engaged in that respect. IoT and Edge, we are the world's largest open source IoT community, and that's something that we need to be actively talking about and promoting. Automotive, a real success story for us collectively. People just don't know enough about it, right? So that's really an opportunity for us, and you have been and will continue to see more announcements and promotional activities in that regard. Tooling, of course, it's our heritage. The IDE speaks for itself, used by millions of folks out there, but we've got so much exciting new technology in the pipeline, and that's really capturing the industry's attention. So we want to be out talking about Che and Thea and all of these other innovations. So this is something that we've developed in terms of really speaking to our unique value proposition. And by the way, this is part of an asset that some collateral that we've produced that's freely available for the community to essentially make the business case for joining the Eclipse Foundation. And we boiled it down to the fact that, you know what, there are various options that are available to companies and organizations out there. You can put your code on GitHub. You can do it yourself in terms of creating your own open source community, or at least trying to. By coming to the Eclipse Foundation, you get the best of all worlds, but you also get the predictability and track record of us being able to deliver large, complex software releases on time to the day. You get the vendor neutral governance. It's a playing field, a level playing field that allows companies big and small and other stakeholders to have an equal voice and have clarity in the way that decisions are made. And then, of course, we're business friendly in the way that our IP management and licensing works to really enable and stimulate this type of open innovation. So one of the things that we have developed in the way of assets that reflects our new messaging and brand promise, if you will, is a membership prospectus that spells it out clearly in black and white and orange what our value is, our distinct value is as a community, as a as a set of working groups and the various governance frameworks and processes that enable that value, that shared value creation and innovation. So I certainly recommend folks to review the prospectus, give us feedback, certainly. But this is really intended as a tool for you, among other folks and use cases. The idea is that you'd be able to share this with prospective members and help really explain the value that collectively we're providing as an Eclipse ecosystem. We've recently launched a business value of open source campaign that really the intent there is really to enunciate and articulate what it is that we do in a way that is engaging. So to that end, we've authored an ebook that's available for download through our website, and this speaks to open innovation done the Eclipse Foundation and community way. It features authors, noted experts from our community, Todd Moore from IBM, Deborah Bryant from Red Hat, and Tyler Jewell, among others who have lended their voices to help us tell our story and really the benefits of collaboration at the Eclipse through the Eclipse Foundation and community. We've also created a video series, a social video series that shares stories from our community and really plays up the fact that we are the home of entrepreneurial open source for startups and large enterprises alike. And we have a number of other assets, infographics and slide decks that can be freely accessed and leveraged to share our story. Quick update is we launched this ebook last week, last Tuesday, and since then there have been over 28,000 downloads of the ebook. So this really speaks to the fact that as we've heard from many of you, there's been a need for us to articulate what is the business value, what are we doing here that's unique as a community and worthy of people taking a look at us as a way to drive that kind of open innovation and digital disruption. So please take a look at these assets and various things that have been created and give us your feedback and feel free to share your stories with us. So what are we working on through the back half of the year? So consider this the tip of the iceberg, or what would fit into one slide, but we're working on a cloud native Java ebook. So essentially, the way to look at this is that we are working on various pieces of content associated with the pillars, those focus areas that I mentioned. So we're working on a long form ebook for cloud native Java, and really that's a community vision as to what these technologies are and what benefits and advantages will be delivered by these technologies. In addition, we're going to continue promoting the business value ebook and various assets. We're going to be doing an announcement around Eclipse Che and our cloud native development working group. We are going to be revamping our membership pages, right? So we've heard your feedback and want to ensure that for existing members and prospective members that we're delivering value and clarity around what our story is and how people can get engaged and join us. Jakarta E8 is a major milestone for us, so we are working on a bunch of content, and we'll be issuing a press release, and essentially I'll have a big market push around that. We're going to do a first for us in terms of a commercial IoT adoption survey. So our IoT developer survey is pretty well acknowledged as the industry's preeminent developer survey, and we have get a lot of traction from that. A number of you have requested and made the case for us to do something that's more aligned with commercial adopters and end user consumption, if you will, of these technologies. So that's going to be coming out in this quarter, and we are also going to be launching an automotive umbrella brand, which is Eclipse in Motion, which rolls up the various different working groups. That's something that we're going to be actively talking about in Q4. And then we're going to be unveiling, just in the way of a highlight, we're going to be unveiling a completely refreshed IoT, Eclipse IoT working group website. Lastly on this, we're going to be surveying you as the members to get your feedback on how we can do better for you. That's something that we're looking to do before the end of the year. I guess I'll close with how a call to action and really asking you to get involved. Our success, our collective success, is predicated on all of us lending a hand, and to be honest, our reach is limited, right? So we really look to you as members to help us in the way of creating content and sharing content, and promoting, essentially allowing us to amplify each other's signals. So please reach out to me. My information is available, of course, and the rest of my team, as you need to ensure that we're consistently telling our success stories and supporting each other in the way of our presence at events, and also in terms of public relations and analyst relations activities, and helping recruit members in a way that serves all of our purposes. So with that, I will hand over to my good friend Wayne.